All right, hello everyone. It is that time of the week again. I think I've been going on 3 years now where I've been doing these weekly talks at 7 a.m. on Thursdays, live on Facebook and live on YouTube. So I look forward to watching you post here in the comment section to let me know that you are here and where are you tuning in from. So, and what are you drinking this morning as I'm having my great old standby coffee. So, good morning, good morning, good morning. It is 7 a.m. here in the Pacific Northwest in Tacoma, Washington, where I'm tuning in from. My name's Nancy Rebecca, and I have been working as a full-time psychic teacher, healer for about 28 plus years now. So, good morning, Leanne. Good morning. Good morning, Heather and other Facebook users. Hi, Rebecca. Green tea. That's my early afternoon favorite. It's green tea. So, hi from Vancouver Island. Hi, Nancy. So go ahead, come on in, come on in, come on in. I'm going to be talking about earth energy and the magic of mysticism, just how magical earth energy is. It is I don't know, it's this incredible, incredible, incredible energy that really gets undervalued. So I'm going to raise the value factor of earth energy today by giving you a little bit more information about the vibration and frequency of earth energy and why it is so essential for manifesting and tapping into the magic and the mysticism of living as a spirit on earth at this time. So come on in. Hello. Um, I see we have got quite a few people on, so I'm going to go ahead and get started. So last week you heard me. If you haven't, go ahead and tune in to the replay. I've had thousands of people watching that video and really responding to it. April, we know that March we have shifted from Pluto and Capricorn to Pluto and Aquarius. Pam Gregory has made a two-part YouTube video on that, so you can look up her YouTube page. I haven't had a chance to watch it yet, but I'm super excited to create the time to be able to do that. Happy Thursday from Fairmont Hot Springs to you too. So I talked about that in March. Now we're in April. So March, April, and May have been are really enormous manifesting times. It's almost like the helm of the ship has turned, the rudder has turned, but the ship has not totally made that kind of turn around the corner. I always kind of think about in South Africa, you've got the tip of the continent there and the ships that kind of come around that tip and go up the other side. You kind of imagine that at that energy level that we're kind of making that turn, and it might be a little rough and we're shifting directions, but right now this is a really, really rich time between March, April, and May of rapid manifestation. So a great time. So these are game changer months, according to Pam Gregory. What I'm noticing is happening. So we started noticing this with politics, that especially here in the United States, that we're just like 50% of us really think and feel one way about life and how to manifest life that one way. And then the other 50% of us is really looking at how they view life in another direction and how they want to see laws and rules made to go in that direction. Can you imagine? I mean, this is, I think, what always kind of blows my mind is that we're just like almost right down the middle, 50-50, about what direction we want to go. So that's why these next 3 months are so valuable. So we're really starting to see a greater separation where some of you are on this kind of frequency manifesting timeline, and others are on this other frequency manifesting timeline. You may be traveling parallel to each other, but you're starting to notice the dramatic differences between the two. And so you're going to start to see that more and more than just two. You're going to start to see several levels of dividing lines about how we're going to manifest. So if you're trying to drive your car, I always say, people in the car, oh, there's been an accident. I have to drive, but can you guys tell me what's going on? It's kind of like driving your car, but you're kind of following and you're wanting to see, you're kind of curious, but your job is going to be keep your eyes on the road, keep your eyes on your path, keep your eyes on the direction that you are going, and don't slow down to see what anybody else is doing. Because what I'm going to be talking about this morning is that we're all manifesting in our own way, and we're manifesting in ways to learn life lessons. And so somebody else's life lessons might not make much sense to you. It doesn't need to. Your life lessons need to make sense to you, nobody else's life lessons, because you're not living their life. At least you shouldn't be trying to live their life. And I say this because we all have, if we've had kids or if we're married and, or coworkers, we're always trying to kind of manage people. So that's a whole other talk. Excuse me. All right. So in the April frequency forecast, we really talked about these months being really manifesting times. It's a real solid initiation. Remember I said we're changing directions towards a new earth, a new way of being, a new way of manifesting, and a new way of really holding that space for everybody to feel uplifted and to be able to see things from that higher knowledge, spiritual perspective, to see things unfold in a different way than maybe you were able to see before. Remember, we are now in Aries. So in the April frequency forecast, you heard me talk about just how incredible Aries is. Aries can be impatient, and we're going to talk about impatience today because Aries is just that really fiery sign. It wants, let's get moving, like not if we're all going to go hiking in the mountains for 2 weeks and we're packing our backpacks, Aries is going to say, come on, you guys have had 2 years to prepare for this trip. Why are you still packing at the end? Get your backpack on, let's hit the trail. And that's very much how Aries is. And right now we have 4 planets in Aries. So there's just a lot of fiery manifesting of movement. Aries is a real warrior, pioneering type energy. It's also about personal movement. Aries teaches you how to set goals, how to focus on the goals. Remember I said drive in the car and don't look off to the side of the road. That would be Aries. Joyful, high achieving manifestation and strong sense of self. So we really need that strong sense of self, that confidence in self, that say, hey, I'm right where I belong and I'm right where I need to be going. So there's a lot going on here. Today's a full moon. Happy full moon, everyone. So it is April 6th, 2023. So this full moon is in Libra. And right now, this Libra is all about balance and harmony, justice. So we're seeing that a lot happening. At least here in the United States, we're seeing a lot of injustices being brought to justice. Still slow moving. This is that earth energy, really slows things down so that you can manifest in the proper way. Not too quick that you're having to always go back and fix it, that you get it right the first time. And we're seeing that a lot in our news today. But this is the part I'm going to jump into the earth energy, but I'm super excited as a psychic clairvoyant to tell you the skies right now are filled with dragons. So dragons. So if you've got a piece of paper, write dragons in big, bold letters so that you can go do a search on the internet to find out more about dragon energy. So just recently, I took a few days to spend some time with my grandchildren at the beach. And I always do energy work wherever I'm going to go just to help stabilize the energy. And I remember kind of looking above to bring the cosmic energy in. And there was this enormous bluish, green, purple dragon just floating above the beach place where we were staying. And I was just like, wow. Now I've been seeing dragons the past week before that, but it was just like, wow, there's just a lot of dragon energy around. So let me just tell you, And dragon is associated with earth energy. So I just want to mention that because dragon's about the mysticism and the magic of the underworld. So if you see a lot, and so dragon is about creation, power, and change. So right now we are in a highly creative time where we are creating powerful change in the movement of the direction that we are going. Oh, interesting. So Lena, thank you, saying geological dragons, one of several. Never heard that term before, geological dragons. Has anybody else heard that term before? So the dragon, intelligent, brave, can overcome all obstacles in life. So if we're experiencing here on Earth a lot of dragon energy right now, it's a frequency to assist us in overcoming all obstacles in our life. So, and dragon helps us to learn how to pursue our goals while having patience at the same time. So patience, you might as well write patience on your piece of paper because that's really big about earth energy. Earth energy really helps us to have patience. I'll talk a little bit about the root chakra when we do our meditation. All right, so let me hop on into, thank you, Lena, for finding the author if you can. So, all right, earth energy, the magic of mysticism. We are entering a rapid time of manifestation, and earth energy assists us to slow ourselves down enough to create what we wish to create on the earth. But let me go back even further. So I'm going to say, did you know that you're a spiritual being? That you're a spiritual being? Did you know that you're a spiritual being? And I ask that because this is what I teach and I've taught for a long time. Most people on the average, maybe not on this talk, didn't know that they were a spirit. I most certainly didn't know I was a spirit. So you're a spiritual being, and your spirit is able to move from place to place very, very rapidly. If you have a thought, immediately your spirit goes there. So when I was having my out-of-body experience way back in the early 90s, and I was out of my body, and I remember I had a thought, wonder how my brother's doing, because he lives in a different state. Wonder how my brother's doing. Next thing you know, I was at my brother's apartment building in Oregon, a whole other state away. Then I'm like, I wonder about this, and immediately I would be there. I wonder about that, and immediately I would be there. I wonder if there's star beings. Immediately I would be on another planet. That's how fast your spirit manifests, very, very quickly, and goes there. Your spirit is rapid fire. It is not bound by time or space. You have a thought, you immediately move in that direction of the thought. Now, I looked this up. Did you know that the average human has 6,000 thoughts per day? 6,000. So I bet if I said this right now, some of you might start laughing and say, I can totally relate to this. So can you imagine you have 6,000 thoughts a day and your spirit, like a ping pong ball, just shooting from thought to thought to thought. How's my brother? How's my sister? Wonder how my kids at college are doing. I wonder how that job project is going since I've been on vacation. But it's just like ping, 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 ping. Your mind's all over the place. Guess what earth energy helps with? It helps to calm all that down, to really slow things down. Earth energy helps to slow down so that you can manifest the thoughts that you actually wish to manifest. So you don't want to manifest all those 6,000 thoughts. I don't know. I wouldn't want to manifest all 6,000 of my thoughts because some of them are so random. It's like, I don't want to deal with that. So what do you think? Do you think that you are capable as a spirit to manifest what you want on the earth? Do you believe that you can manifest that you do manifest all of your life experiences, the good, the bad, the ugly. This is where, in the 28 plus years that I've learned, that most of my clients that come in, they have a hard time accepting the fact that they might manifest the situation that they're in to learn from it, even the good things. Someone said, "Thank you so much for doing this." And I'm like, no, thank your spirit. You manifested this. You manifested getting into one of my programs. You manifested getting a reading. You manifested getting that job. But what about the things that aren't so pleasant? Do we have the capacity to manifest those? Or is that somebody else's manifestation that we just happen to fall into some bad luck that somebody else manifested? So these are really great things to really sit with and think about, because remember, in the April frequency forecast, Spirit's saying we really need to become more conscious of what we're creating, what we're manifesting, and take responsibility for all of it. Take responsibility for all of it. But it's going to be hard to take responsibility if you think it's being done to you, that you didn't do it. So like as Vicky is just mentioned, manifesting a broken leg. That's a great example. Like, why would I manifest a broken leg? Well, you've got to kind of go into meditation, look to see what is that manifestation helping you to do. It could be as simple as slowing you down so that you can see your life differently, but it can also say, hey, I want to learn how to mend my own bones. I want to learn how to be a healer, to heal bones. So there's lots of different reasons why. What I know about bones is that sometimes there's some really stubborn energy there. And when the bone breaks, it actually helps to release that stubborn energy. I know when I had breast cancer several years ago, I totally accepted that 100% as my manifestation, which allowed me to go in to see why am I manifesting this? What am I learning from this? So we bring things good and not so good things into our lives to learn, is how some people believe. So you really need to sit with that, because what's tough is when you have traumatic experiences. That's really, really tough to imagine manifesting such a thing as that. But right now, let's not think about that. Let's just stay in the present moment. Moving forward, how do you desire to manifest your life? You can create through trauma or through clarity. You can create through trauma or through clarity. I remember when I was an intensive care nurse, I could be calm in the midst of crisis. I could be calm in the midst of crisis. I could focus better when there was a lot of drama, trauma, and crisis around me, because it made sense to me. Because in my upbringing as a child living in constant change, now what I know now, that, if you were to imagine that I manifested that childhood of constant change to prepare me for this time that we're living in. So when we're looking at the bigger spiritual perspective, sometimes when you look back and you think, okay, that's why that needed to happen. I remember Yvonne and I lived out of a suitcase, traveled around the world for 5 years. And my brother said, as much as we moved as children, how can you stand traveling as an adult? And I said, well, I believe I was always supposed to travel a lot as an adult. And the moving in childhood helped me to adapt to that capacity to do that. So these are some of the bigger pictures of things when we're thinking about manifesting as spirit. So you come to earth as spirit. You could choose to manifest on another planet. You could choose to manifest and incarnate in the spirit world to be somebody's spirit guide or help from the other side. And as a matter of fact, a lot of people are crossing back over to be in the spirit world to help in that big way that we need. And so, but you choose to come on earth for one specific reason, and that's to be able to learn how to create in earth energy. So how to use that kind of heavier, denser, very creatively rich energy to manifest what you want in life. So why am I sharing this with you now? Because we are smack dab in the middle of this crazy capacity to manifest little things and big things very rapidly in our life right now. So remember, our body needs to slow everything down so we can get it, so we can manifest what we want and not the 6,000 things that we don't want. So you can't come to earth unless you already are a very highly evolved soul, because it is hard. I don't think I need to tell you all 5 times. It's hard living in a human body right now. And so if you just think about it, you've got to be pretty darn awesome to even get that golden ticket to come to earth. You've heard me say that a lot. I'll say it again. So once I learned to slow my life down, now my life was going rapid as an ICU nurse. I would forget to eat. I would forget to drink. I would forget to sleep, because as spirit, I was shifting around 6,000 times a day. Crisis helped me to focus. If I had to focus on keeping you alive in that ICU bed all night long, I felt comfortable in that. It gave me a focus. But then I outgrew it. So after 25 years, it was like, I'm losing my taste for this. Because by that time I'd learned to ground enough, to slow things down enough that I didn't need your illness in that ICU bed to help me get focused. I learned through earth energy and grounding to focus on my own life without needing crisis to help me to do that. Is there anybody that can relate to what I'm saying? That when you're other oriented, it helps you to focus. So just curious. So what I've learned is, instead of manifesting life from activity outside myself to change me on the inside, I've now learned how to use my earth energy and manifesting ability to meditate and manifest what I want so that I can change the world on the outside of me. Yeah, big messages, not to rush. Okay. So earth energy, the magic and the mysticism of earth energy enhances spiritual desire. What do we desire? What do you desire to manifest? Often we think of spiritual expansion, awakening, enlightenment, ascension as upper chakra abilities. We think of cosmic light. And my 28 years of working with the energy channels of the body, you can imagine my surprise when I suddenly realized that it's the earth energy that makes spiritualizing on this earth possible. It's the earth energy. It's not the cosmic energy. It's not the angels. It's not the ascended masters. It's not the heavens. It is your connection to the earth. So this weekend, I had the delight of having my 2 teenage grandkids for a few days. So my little granddaughter, she's 12, but she's going on like 45. So she was pinging all over the place. We were playing a card game and she was talking nonstop, whatever. And so after we finished the card game, I said, come over here. I'm going to teach you how to meditate. And she said, no, meditation's not my thing. That's just not my thing. It might be your thing, but it's not my thing. And I'm like, okay, well, let's just try it and see if we can make it your thing. So, and I thought it was really cute. The grounding she chose was her dog. Her dog was going to help her to ground. And how many of us can relate to our dogs really grounding us? And so then she opened her eyes. She goes, nope, didn't feel a thing. Told you meditation isn't my thing. So I said, okay, well, let's just keep going. I think grandmas can get away with that. Once we added the earth energy, that's when her eyes popped open and she said, wow, I can feel that. I'm like, all right, so now let's try the cosmic energy. And she felt tingly all over. But what it did was it helped her to slow down so that she could have thoughts that she could sit with for a few minutes rather than kind of pinging all over the place. So she wasn't able to manifest how she wanted because she couldn't slow those thoughts down. Okay, so what I've learned in teaching students intuitive psychic development is often the spiritual student wants to have access to the upper chakras. I often will say sometimes my talks aren't that popular because I am talking about the body and living in the body, but people want to talk about the star beings or what's my angel number or what's Archangel Michael or Gabriel. Like, it's just, we want to be up here, not even realizing that your body is the heaven, your body's the spiritual temple, your body is where the magic and the mysticism happens. So we're going to get there, but it's the earth energy of the underworld. So we have an underworld, we have an upper world, and we have a middle world, and we're living in the middle world. The dragons are of the underworld. Unicorns are of the underworld. Giants are of the underworld. Little people are of the underworld. Fairies are of the underworld. Magical talking trees are of the underworld. You know, you just think about all that rich of the underworld. But your lower three chakras are your physical manifesting chakras. You need to bathe those lower three chakras in that magical, mystical earth energy so that when you blend it with your own spiritual energy, you can manifest the most amazing things on earth. You can manifest miracles, physical a miracle, emotional miracle, miracles of the mind. Did you know that there's people who've so mastered this, they can literally manifest actual items, not just stones, but watches or rings or necklaces. You know, it's like they can literally manifest physical matter right before your very eyes because they've really mastered those lower three chakras. Once you are able to bring your experience with the God or the goddess, the divine light down into your lower three chakras, is when you can actually then tap into the depth of the beauty and realize how incredibly beautiful your body is. If you think your body is ugly, you know, fat, you think you're stupid, you think, oh, you've got some things to unpack in the lower three chakras so you can remember your beauty again. Okay. So again, earth energy is a very deeply rich energy that helps you experience the magic and mysticism of life that you only read about in the ancient books. So we're going to do a meditation. I do have somebody who's, what do you call it? Kind of hacked into the talk that are trying to get you to sign up. So you can either just block them or or ignore them. Okay. Now I'm going to give you a little bit of hint before we do this meditation. The lower three chakras, a little bit of movement inspires a big response. A little bit goes a long way. So a little bit of earth energy can cause a great reaction or response. So when I'm talking about moving that earth energy through your root chakra, some of you are going to say, I'm just going to kick all this old pain, this old trauma, this old energy to the curb. I'm done with this. I'm so tired of this. Now remember, your root chakra it responds to that fight or flight. So you could move too much of that old energy, and then you could kind of throw your root chakra into a spasm that can trigger that cortisol. So as a nurse, I'm going to ask you in this meditation to be very, very, very gentle. You can be gentle 2 minutes a day, 2 minutes a day, and go very, very far. But if you try to not be so gentle and you get what I call kind of energetic kickback, you might not feel very good for a few days. So we're going to go easy, right? And then the second chakra is your emotional, creative chakra, sexual chakra, male, female chakra. Gentle, gentle, gentle. The third chakra, as someone says, yeah, that's kind of where the stomach and the intestines, but the second chakra is the small intestines too. But we're just going to be gentle and bringing some earth energy up there. We're going to just be inspiring magic in those chakras, right? Healing. Yeah, sure, that'd be great, but you want to inspire magic. So go ahead and close. Rebecca Fountain. I think this person trying to get readings is called a troll and not the underworld type. Good one, Rebecca. All right, let's go ahead and close our eyes and turn within. And just for a moment, maybe 20, 30 seconds, see if you can sense and remember as spirit, you created this body, this mystical, magical, physical body. You created either a male body or a female body or a short, stocky body or a tall, slender body, so just go ahead and be grateful for a moment. Appreciate your creation of your human body. Go ahead and say hello to your spirit. And just for a nanosecond, be super grateful for your spirit's high level capacity to even be here on earth. It's like, wow, I didn't know you were so friggin' awesome. I didn't know that you've gone through so many tests just to be able to get here on earth. So just take a moment to thank your spirit. Now remember, children, just like my granddaughter, they're learning how to mature into a very strong, stable, grounded space to work and manage energy. But my granddaughter is still a young girl who still remembers more of spirit and doesn't want to be in the body. It slows her down way too much. But you're an adult now. All right, so just remind yourself. You're an adult. Remind yourself of how old you are. Remind yourself of all the lessons that you've learned to help you to manage the energies in your body. When you ground to work with earth energy and you think, I don't like this at all, it means you're not appreciating the fact that you came on earth to learn how to work with body energies as our garbage truck goes by. So now go ahead and ask your spirit to show you an image or a symbol, it could be a garbage truck, that represents groundedness to you. So like my granddaughter who thought of her dog that she loves a lot, her dog was just going to help connect her grounding to the magnetic core at the center of the earth. What kind of imagery do you want to work with? Because you can manifest any image you want, and you can manifest grounding. So go ahead and imagine grounding your entire aura down to the center of the magnetic core and wrap your grounding around at that deep place. While you're well grounded, just set your intention. If there's any old energy blocks in your first, second, and third chakra, you're setting your intention for them to gently dissolve, to have it gently disintegrate, and only release what is right for you to release today, and let it start to drain down your grounding. Now, let's bring up earth energy to help you to heal and bring the magic of manifesting back into your physical chakras. So imagine each foot has, in the arch of your foot, it has a chakra. Go ahead and open up that chakra. Sometimes it can get clogged with energy when our feet ache and hurt. And then invite that beautiful elixir of the mystical, magical energy of manifesting to come up through the earth into the room where you are, and let your legs start to drink in that beautiful, beautiful manifesting earth energy up through all your toes, up through your feet, through the ankles. That earth energy is going to dissolve all blocks to manifesting in a really slow, gentle way. Remember, your legs and your feet are all about walking your path. If you haven't been walking your path, you can have a lot of blocking energy in your legs. So you want to just let that earth energy dissolve as much as you can today in a gentle way up through your legs, all the way up into your pelvis. Gentle, 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 mystical, magical. Let it just flow right into your pelvis, right up to your navel area, past your navel, all the way up to your rib cage, your diaphragm, front, back, side to side. So imagine like a washing machine. It's going to fill up with water, right? And then it's going to gently agitate. You've got the gentle clothes in the washing machine. Gentle, gentle movement. And then it's going to drain right down your grounding. And then you're going to bring up more earth energy all the way up to the rib cage. Let it gentle, gentle, gentle move. It's like filling up a washing machine. Let it move gently. Get the little stains out of your delicate clothing, and then let it drain again. So do this just a few times. Be very gentle with those lower 3 chakras. All right, some of you are getting very emotional, and that's good. You just let the tears go up and out the top of the head to wash out. Some of you are feeling a little nauseated. I can sense that. So increase your grounding. It means you're dissolving more than you can release down your grounding. So drop it down your grounding. All right, go ahead and just kind of let that earth energy continue to remain there. And let's just take a touch of cosmic gold above your head to kind of rinse down through your entire aura so that you can bring heaven to earth, bring more of your higher cosmic self connected to the divine all the way down into your aura. Just anything that got stirred up, that golden cosmic energy is just going to rinse it and dissolve it down your grounding. There you go. There you go. All right. It's quite a bit better. I can also tell that the body got really thirsty from that. So the water's going to help you to detox. So go ahead and just do one more nice deep breath in. And as you exhale, go ahead and dump anything that filled up in your aura, old energy, dump it down your grounding. Thank your body, thank your spirit. And when you're ready, go ahead and open your eyes. So as we're wrapping up here, as someone on Facebook is mentioning, I don't have your name, but saying it's so ironic and so beautiful that in order to expand, we have to become more embodied more than ever before. And that couldn't have been said more perfectly. Because when I working with thousands of people, when it was just like, whoa, I had no idea that incredible things are held within my own body. I was looking outside myself and I needed to look inside myself. So just a taste, but you taking that action step, you want to build that in every day. We spent 5 minutes. You can listen to me guide you through watching the replay, or you can just put on some music and do it yourself a little bit every day so that you're not manifesting those 6,000 thoughts that are pinging all over heaven and earth, that you only manifest what you truly desire from the lane that you are in, not somebody else's lane, and you don't expect them to manifest in your lane either. take full responsibility. So loads of stuff going on. We're going to talk next week about Kundalini energy. You will definitely want to tune in to that one. Remember, I've got my 3-day free master class. It's coming up. You can go to either the links here, or you can go to my website, intuitivemind.org, and sign up for the free master class. And remember, open enrollment for Psychic Mastery 1 doesn't happen often, is happening this month as well. So put yourself on the waiting list. All right, everyone, enjoy the magic of life, because there is a lot of it. There's a lot of it. And it sure makes life a lot more enjoyable. Take care, everyone. I'll see you next week. Oh, and happy Easter for those who celebrate Easter.